This is an arcade stick. It's a controller designed to resemble the ones found on early arcade machines notably used for fighting games, and I've never used one before. I personally started playing fighting games on a pad, but that got frustrating after a while, so I switched over to leverless and never really looked back. As a kid, I never really played on an arcade, so I never used a joystick before, making this experience all the more natural as I start my journey to learn how to pilot a joystick in 1 week. Let's get started. First, to measure any sort of tangible improvement throughout the week, we're going to need to find ourselves a metric to measure our performance, and for that, we're going to go to Tekken 8, where every day of the week I'll be doing drills practicing Korean backdashes, wave dashing, and electric wind god fists at 15 minutes aside for both sides, and we'll be able to see by day 7 how far we've come in each. Then there's going to be more basic skills I'll be training in a variety of games. This section is rather vague and that's intentional. I don't want to restrict myself to learning a specific bit of tech from a specific game, so I'll just be practicing whatever I feel like I need to improve at in this period. And finally, every single day I'll be learning a unique combo for these 7 games here. Today's going to be an important day since I'm going to be setting my beginning skill level in the Tekken drills so that I can compare them later, and the results weren't exactly what you'd call promising. The Korean backdash in particular felt like an extremely complicated movement to do quickly, and trying to speed up just made me mess up even more. I decided to slow things down at first to just get the movements right, and this was about the fastest I could go on the first day. The wave dash felt a bit more normal since it was basically repeated Dragon Punch inputs, so even if it wasn't fast, it wasn't too uncomfortable. For the electric wind god fist, I hit a few on this day, but no more than 2 in a row. I decided today I was going to focus most of my efforts into getting used to Melty Blood, since it was the only 2D fighter that I was pretty familiar with at some point in time, so I spent a bunch of my time messing around practicing things like super jumps, Dragon Punch inputs, quarter circle motions, and putting them all together in today's combo, which was a super simple Hisui combo ending in a cake extension. I use this combo all the time in matches since it's basically the only one I know I can do from anywhere. It was tough to get it at first since a lot of the time I would accidentally input a jump in the middle of the combo, but eventually I'd get to the point where I'd nail it on both sides. From here on out, the next 6 days of training would look pretty similar to the first, though the combo and games being played each day would be slightly different. For day 2, it was a bread and butter Reina combo in Tekken 8, Day 3 I played some Strive, Day 4 the Among Us fan fighting game which apparently exists, Day 5 was Street Fighter, 6 was UMVC 3, and 7 was the KOF 15 combo. And since you've made it this far in the video, why not consider subscribing? I'm trying to make more interesting videos like this one in the future, so if you like this, you'll probably like the other stuff coming. Anyways, I'll get back to the video. The Tekken drills were slowly improving, and by the end of day 7, I had some interesting results. My left side Korean backdash improved by a little bit and was slightly faster, while on right side, I was doing way better than day 1. Left side Korean backdashing and just any motion involving the left side of the stick just felt way slower on an arcade stick, and I was a lot less proficient going left than I was going right. The pulling motion from my left hand was more uncomfortable than the pushing motion, which likely had a lot to do with why every single motion moving left was so slow. The wave dashes both improved a ton as you can see here, but left ended up being slightly faster than the right. Neither were exactly the speed you'd want them to be at, but they did the job. Electric Wind God Fist, however, improved a ton more than I expected, some of my streaks going up to 11 in a row. Now admittedly, I was kinda cheating because the inputs I was doing sometimes weren't the proper forward, neutral, down, down forward, and instead I'd skip the down portion and just timed the down forward in 2, but either way the progress I made was still satisfying and kept me encouraged to push through these 7 days. I won't be going into the KOF games in this video because I've got another video lined up where you'll see those games in, and you'll see that video very shortly. Now, were these results and the practice that I put into these games on my stick sustainable enough to convince me that I should switch to stick? No. Stick still didn't really feel completely natural to me yet, though I mastered the basic motion inputs and gotten pretty good at some techniques that I don't even do on my leverless controller. These advanced techniques aren't all that dictate how you perform in any given fighting game, and leverless is still going to be my go-to controller for fighting games going forward. This was a really fun detour though, and I learned a lot about a different playstyle I was in YouTube before, and that alone made it worth my time. That's gonna be it for the video now. I've got a couple updates on what's going on with the channel and future plans and all that stuff. First off, thanks to everyone who checked out the last video where I played 1 month of Tekken. It was really cool seeing that video performing so well, and you know, the algorithm was boosting and stuff. I'm still working on 100 days of Tekken, by the way, so progress has been a bit slow because I've been kind of busy with end of the year schoolwork. I'm going to be releasing a KOF video that I mentioned earlier on pretty soon. It's a smaller, less heavily edited video that I've been slowly chipping away at for a while. If anyone's interested, I'm probably going to be streaming some Tekken games and stuff over on my Twitch. It's just Frozen T without the last E. So, with all that being said, drop a like if you want, and thanks for watching.